Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be working with the verb to have. We're going to use the verb to have to form perfect tenses. Today we're working with the verb to have as an auxiliary, and we're using it to form perfect tenses. First person subject pronoun. I have eaten. Second person subject pronoun. You have eaten. Third person subject pronoun. He has eaten. She has eaten. It has eaten. First person subject pronoun plural. We have eaten. Second person subject pronoun plural. You plus one have eaten. Third person subject pronoun plural. They have eaten. Please have a look at the sentences on the screen. They're in the present perfect tense. When I come back, I'd like you to tell me how you might use the present perfect tense. How would you use the present perfect tense? The present perfect tense has two uses. One, it's used to show that an action began in the past, but it's still going on in the present. The second use of the present perfect tense is to indicate that an action has only just finished. Listen to my sentences, please. I have eaten. Shall we insert an adverb of time? I'm going to insert the adverb of time just. I have just eaten. Can you guess the time frame? I probably ate about half an hour to an hour ago. Or I probably just had breakfast 5 to 10 minutes ago. I have eaten refers to the recent past. I have modified it with an adverb. Where did I place my adverb? It's between my auxiliary and my lexical verb. I have just eaten. Please have a look at the sentence on the screen. We're going to move on to forming questions with the verb to have in perfect tenses. Staying with the present perfect tense. Have you eaten? Please have a look at the question on the screen. I'm going to insert an adverb already. Have you already eaten? Please have a look at the position of my adverb. It's in a pre-modifying position. It comes before the verb that it is modifying. It is altering the verb eaten, which is in the third form. The third form of the verb would be the past participle. Past participles are designated words which speakers of other languages will have to learn. Eaten. Shall we move the position of the adverb already? Have a listen to my next sentence, please. Have you already eaten? How about this next sentence? Have you eaten already? already. I have moved the stress to the adverb. I'm not being as polite, am I? When I went, have you already eaten? It might have been a polite question, just inquiring about whether you've eaten or not. How about when I move the adverb already to the end position of the sentence, which is actually a question? Have you already eaten? Have you eaten already? It's not as polite, is it? Today we're working with the verb to have, and we're looking at how the verb to have gives us perfect tenses. Let's move on to the past perfect tense. Sometimes the past perfect tense is referred to as our historic tense. It describes an action that was a one-off action that took place in the past. The past perfect tense is formed using the verb to have and our past participle, which is the third form of the verb. Please listen to my sentence. I had eaten before the doorbell rang. I had eaten before the doorbell rang. Please have a look at the sentence on the screen. What is the difference between I had eaten before the doorbell rang and I have eaten? Please have a look at the sentences. I had eaten is in the past perfect tense. It describes a historic or past action that was completed before another action took place in the past. I had eaten breakfast before the doorbell rang. Rang is in the past simple tense. Often the past perfect is helped by the past simple or an adverbial phrase. An adverbial phrase will be one that contains an adverb as its header. Please have a look at the sentence on the screen. One more example with the past perfect. He had already eaten before I arrived. He had already eaten before I arrived. Where is my adverb of time already? If you said it's between the auxiliary and the lexical verb or the past participle, then you were right. He had already eaten before I arrived. Before I arrive is an adverbial phrase of time. Before I arrived. Please have a look at the sentence on the screen. Did you notice that in the past perfect we only use had? We do not change it to indicate number. For instance, in the present perfect we say Joseph has eaten. In the past perfect we only use had. Please listen to my sentences. I had eaten. She had eaten. They had eaten. Had is all we use when we want to work with the past perfect tense. To recap, we have looked at two tenses and we've looked at how to work with the verb to have. We have looked at the present perfect and we've looked at the past perfect. To end this segment, here's a question. When would you use the past perfect tense? A. To indicate a historic action that took place before another one occurred. Or B. To describe an action that's still ongoing. A or B. Moving on to the present perfect continuous. Because you've been on this page so long, the moment you hear a continuous tense, you're going to expect to have a lexical or main verb ending in ing. Fabulous. You were right. Please listen to my sentence. I have been running this project for 2 years. I have been running this project for 2 years. I have an entire verb phrase. Have been running. How many words are there in my verb phrase? You were correct if you said there were 3. The present perfect continuous has 3 verbs. When would I use the present perfect continuous? Is it to describe an action that started in the past, but is still going on? The action began sometime in the past. It still has relevance now. I have been running this project for 2 years. Does it mean I started doing this project 2 years ago and I'm still doing it? Of course it does. The present perfect continuous indicates an action began sometime in the past, but it's still going on. The present perfect continuous doesn't like to stand alone. It likes to lean on a phrase or a clause. Please listen to my sentence again. I have been running this project for 2 years. For 2 years. For 2 years is a phrase. It begins with a preposition. What is it actually doing? It's indicating how long the action has been going on for. The present perfect continuous doesn't like to stand alone. Please have a listen to my next sentence. Sally has been baking cakes all morning. Sally has been baking cakes, yummy cakes, all morning. Has been baking. How many words are there in my verb phrase? You're correct if you pointed out that there were 3 verbs. And we're working with the verb to have. I introduced another auxiliary. Did you notice? Clever clocks, if you did. I brought in the verb to be exactly. And I'm using the past participle of the verb to be. The structure of the present perfect continuous is have, auxiliary, plus be, auxiliary, plus lexical verb ending in ing, auxiliary plus ing. Sally has been baking cakes all morning. Yummy cakes. Because Sally is in the third person, Sally refers to the third person. I have used the verb has. I'm going to substitute Sally for a subject pronoun, she. She has been baking cakes all morning. Please have a look at how my subject agrees with my verb. In English, we call that subject-verb coordination. One more example. Aminata has been cleaning her house all week. Aminata has been cleaning her house all week. Can you break that up for me, please? Identify the verb phrase and identify the adverbial phrase. All week is an adverbial phrase, isn't it, of time? And the verb phrase was has been cleaning. Past perfect continuous. The past perfect continuous has the following structure. Have plus be plus lexical verb ending in ing. Please listen to my sentence. Babatunji had been working for the government before the reshuffle. Babatunji had been working for the government before the reshuffle. Please have a look at the sentence on the screen. Babatunji had been working is in the past perfect continuous. How and why would I use the past perfect continuous? I'd use the past perfect continuous to indicate the action commenced in the past. It went on for a while and it finished before another action took place in the past. Have another listen. Babatunji had been working for the government before the reshuffle. He no longer works for the government because of the reshuffle. Semantically, my sentence meant he was working for the government up to a period in the past. It stopped because of the reshuffle. Have a listen to the sentence. Aminata had been cleaning her house before the power went out. Aminata had been cleaning her house before the power went out. Had been cleaning. The action was going on for a while in the past, and then it was interrupted by another past action. To finish off, let's have a grammar quiz. I'm going to read a sentence and you're going to tell me whether the action has finished or not. I have eaten breakfast. Am I still eating or not? If you said no, I probably ate breakfast a short while ago, you were absolutely right. Next sentence. Afua has been selling fufu in Indonesia market since 2001. Afua has been selling fufu in Indonesia market since 2001. Is the lovely Afua still selling fufu? If you said yes, probably is. You were right. She started selling fufu in 2001. And she's still selling fufu. How about the next sentence? Babatunji has been working for the government all his life. Babatunji has been working for the government all his life. Is Babatunji still employed by the Nigerian government or not? Please tell me. If you said yes, you're right. He has been working is in the present perfect continuous, so the action is still ongoing. How about the next sentence? Babatunji had been engaged to Afua before he called it off. Babatunji had been engaged to Afua before he called it off. Had been. What tense is that? Had been. Past. What's what? Is it the past perfect tense? I had eaten before the doorbell rang. What tense is that, please? If you said past perfect, you were right. One more sentence. Jim has left for work. Jim has left for work. What tense is that, please? Has left. Did Jim leave for work last week? Or probably left this morning? Time frame. If you identify the tense as the present perfect, you are right. And also, if you indicated that it probably left this morning, you are also right. I've just shown you how the verb to have gives us 4 tenses. We have looked at the present perfect, I have eaten. Past perfect, I had eaten. Present perfect continuous, I have been eaten. Past perfect continuous, I had been eaten. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've got any questions, please post them under this video.